Now, I ain't lying, folks. It's been nearly 4 years since our last blast from the past, and to be quite frank, I was reserved to thinking that we would never find another batch of concept art ever again. But then our friend Fian here ups and uproots that very thought process from out of nowhere mere days into 2024, and I myself could not be happier. We have got unseen box art for the physical edition released only in Germany, 2 new disc sets within said box that I am so not terribly jealous of and want in my collecting, and even a couple of screenshots of never before seen digital art for the entire franchise that are before your eyeballs as we speak. But the best bits to drop in this sudden release were the forgotten concept arts, everyone. Pieces that even eluded me in those previous 3 showcases, which is just astounding. So today will be exactly that. Me fangirling over what Don't Starve could have been, while still appreciating what it became. And we begin with hope. Hope that one day we will see turtles in some capacity. Stupid segues aside though, I honestly do feel like they would work out in the end, be it a mob or an NPC type of thing. And note how this won't actually be the only mention of these beasts today. But speaking of, from left to right, we also see a giant bear-like creature, picos before they actually became picos, early no-eyed deer, a bug larva of some sort, and of course, the world-famous tall birds. Very neat. But it's also about to be literally cool in these next 2 lineups, as that bear beast was seemingly gonna be a yeti at some point, but we also got ourselves the would-be rabbits highlighted, an owl mob that will also be making more than 1 appearance here, our classic spiders that haven't changed a lick, which is kind of funny, crows follow suit right behind that, but then we reach, well, whatever the heck those last things are. To me, they're the old variations of light flower bugs that were meant to be more potentially aggressive, and you know what? I can actually dig it. But to continue on with that wintry theme comes the true winter array here, deer clops and all. Our one-eyed fiend was looking a bit worse for wear back in the day, which is kind of funny to see. Pangles nearly went the king route it seems, but they are going to do so in Don't Starve New Home Mind. Arctic wolves would have been interesting, and our Mac Tusk buddies were almost not the hunting party we all know and love. Now those wolves very clearly became our hound duders, but can I just say that I would love an Arctic DLC for Solo Don't Starve regardless? Cool. Cool. Moving on though to some more basic additions that could have been, like different bats and rats, skinny tree guardians that are actually kind of terrifying, scorpions, foxes even, which I find really fascinating, crocodile monsters, other rodents, and more. Stuff that we get actually further context for and some additional concept art to follow. Apparently those tentacle trees would have been way dangerous to be around, the owls would have hunted the jacko-rabbits of yore, and bats actually would have been far more prevalent in the overworld in a very welcoming biome by the looks of it. But can I just point out how many times we have actually seen rats come up in Clay's history? Yes, chances are the care rats they introduced have indeed taken their place. However, that's yet another point to these sorts of videos, witnessing the progression of history. Crocodiles became croco commanders in the Forge, them snaptoots all the way at the right did indeed become implemented in Hamlet, and many bugs would see the light of day, even if they were going to undergo some change here and there. But these guys, being the earliest versions of rabbit beetles or weevils themselves, it's just kind of fun to speculate on, especially when the earliest renditions of, well, most everything were just so terrifying. Dude, could you imagine seeing these snaptoots in play? I would absolutely run the other way. To continue though, recall them bears and yetis? Yeah, looks like we legit almost got a literal bear. Not too convinced that it would have worked, so I am kind of glad we're stuck with Bear Jur, but hey, I have been proved wrong before. And part of me most definitely would actually like to be wrong about not seeing some of these mobs implemented, as they're just way too cool. Shadowy, almost Lovecraftian-esque floaters, trolls that are actually not residents of the YouTube comment sections, wasps and vipers, some we have seen of course, some we have never even dreamed of, sort of like our lava friend here, who just so happens to be paired with a colorful jellyfish, something we would eventually get in Don't Stop Shipwrecked, but way down the line, which again is just kind of fascinating to me, as it gives us a strange little insight into how Clay actually does things. But to wrap things up here, here, let us just rapid fire through some oldies. The Turtles return with a view of a really realistic view of our hippity-hoppity friends. Beefalo renditions return. However, the top two are totally new to me, so I just had to throw this one back up again. More classics include The Forgotten Zebra, but what caught my eye were these gonks, as they're actually still floating around in the unimplemented space to this very day. The OG look of how our caves were going to be all little holes on the surface, the fun versions of what would later become Wilson and the other survivors to come, and lastly, purple mushrooms. Why? Because I'm obsessed with mushrooms on this channel. That's why. But folks, there you have it. The long-lost concept art of Don't Starve, brought to our attentions by Fyin. If you're looking for even more really neat insights into an exclusive release like no other, I implore you to check out the rest of this post. There is a whole disc for modding tips, photos that show the content of these physical release boxes, and plenty more. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Expect another one of these later in the year. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.